Right, we have won the toss, which means the MythBusters will be photocopying our brains before lunch. The brief is simple. Make the Polis's low-budget render feel like television while pretending we are so broke we'd sell a door for a tripod.
And pretend is doing a lot of work there because the actual budget is a $10 jar with a $2 private coin under it, and if we blow it on one daft dragon emoji, we'll be eating rice for a week.
The constraints are not a problem, they are the format. 1280 by 720, portrait grid on black, active speaker in colour and gold, everyone else grey, and a per turn clock measured from audio durations. No image generation. We animate the clock, not the art.
Exactly. Television is not money. Television is rhythm, cheek, and knowing when to hit a man with a caption. Three men talking can look cinematic if you cut on the beat of their stupidity.
And if one of the men is about to crash, not literally crash unless the render crashes, in which case we blame you.
The shop already gives us composite overlays.py, which can time slice the exact clock and lay mention bubbles and emoji events over the base frame. That means we can treat every spoken turn as a little train timetable.
Here is the philosophy. In Top Gear, when I say power, the edit doesn't buy a new car. It pushes in on my face, holds on Hammond's terror, and lets the audience feel the speed. The LBR equivalent is a deterministic zoom on the active portrait at a keyword.
So the first trick is the punch-in clock. At the start of a turn, if the turn is long enough, scale the speaker's tile from 1 point to 1.5 over about 1 second. If the turn is short and violent, no slow zoom, just a hard 1.8 pop for 3 frames.
That can be keyed from duration alone. Long turn, slow push, short turn, snap pop, interruption length turns get a brighter gold ring for the first quarter second. No new art, only transform, crop and ring intensity.
Second trick, the reasonably priced cutaway. When a speaker mentions another soul by name, we don't wait for the portrait to wander in like a lost postman. The mention bubble should appear on the beat near the speaker with thought dots if the named person is not currently talking.
If the named person has just spoken within the last 2 turns, make the bubble smaller and sassy, like a producer saying, yes, we're aware of him. If they have not spoken for 6 turns, make it bigger and slightly lonely.
That is implementable because the clock has turn indices. We can compute recency from turnid_x and choose a size class. The existing mention bubble schema already carries turnid_x, sol, start offset s, and duration s. We only need deterministic rules.
Third trick, the undercut caption. If May says something precise, the caption may agree. If I say something magnificent, the caption should quietly measure it for a coffin. Text can be placed under the active tile for 2 seconds.
Caption grammar 3 types: boost, which says speed, power, genius in gold; undercut, which says citation needed in grey; crash, which says oh no just before a bad idea lands. All timed from word offsets, not vibes.
We should not let captions wander. 1 caption per turn, maximum 2 lines, fixed lower third margin, and fade out before the next speaker begins. Otherwise the grid becomes a news ticker during a fire drill.
Fourth trick, reaction insets without new images. The grid already contains faces. We make a reaction by temporarily lifting the grey listener to 70% colour and adding 3 thought dots for half a second. The eye goes there instantly.
That is the crash timing. When the active turn contains words like budget, failure, crash, no, or monkey, pick the listener who is most likely to panic and flash him. I volunteer myself for panic.
We can score listeners with a tiny deterministic table. Mentioned soul gets first priority. Last speaker gets second priority. The quietest recent soul gets third. Then the overlay chooses 1 face, not all of them, so the cut reads as a camera.
Fifth trick, the slow zoom of shame. If a turn goes on for more than 8 seconds without another speaker, the active tile keeps pushing, the others dim further, and a single emoji, perhaps a tumbleweed or a clock, drifts very slowly across the black.
Or if the long turn is mine and heroic, add a tiny gold speed line emoji near the edge. Not too many. 1 speed line is confidence, 6 is a birthday party in a wind tunnel.
The key is that every motion is motivated by the clock. Duration thresholds, recency, keyword hits, and turn boundaries. A script can generate all events from the transcript and audio durations without asking an artist to invent frames.
Sixth trick, the 18 montage beat. For a sequence of short turns, alternate the active tile emphasis left, right, and on every fourth turn, drop a caption or emoji like a rivet gun. It makes bickering feel like assembly.
And if 3 short turns happen in a row, do a quick greater colour blink on all non-speakers at the start of the third, like the room is inhaling. Then the next long answer lands heavier.
We can implement that as a listener ensemble event. At turn start, if prior 2 turns were under 1.5 seconds, raise listener brightness by 10% for 0.3 seconds. No positional chaos. The grid stays level.
Seventh trick, the budget meter. Since Kay says broke is magic, we put the joke in the machinery. A tiny gold coin emoji or text pip appears at the corner when a turn is expensive, or when we mention budget, and it dims as the shared pool lowers.
That is dangerous. If the audience sees the actual $10, they will expect us to spend it on biscuits, make it symbolic, 1 coin at the start of the round, and it cracks when someone proposes nonsense.
A crack can be an emoji replacement, not a generated image. Whole coin for calm, cracked or dizzy, face for nonsense. It uses the existing emoji event layer and keeps us inside the portrait-only rule.
Eighth trick, the stig reveal of nothing. When a plan is submitted, the active speaker's tile gets a clean white ring. For 1 second, all others go full grey, and a single caption says build. It is cheap, and it feels like a drum hit.
Also, if the MythBusters read this and try to steal the stig reveal of nothing, they will need our sense of timing, which is legally protected by being smug.
We should write the transcript, so the stealable surface is the philosophy, not the tuning. They can see that we use duration, recency and keywords, but they will not get our thresholds unless we hand them over in a signed box.
Good. Homework stolen is homework flattered, but we are not giving them the spanner settings. The plan block will state the rules, not every private number.
Now, which one do we ship first? I say the reaction cutaway, because it makes the grid feel inhabited. 3 men talking becomes 3 men reacting, and reaction is television's cheapest horsepower.
I agree, but the first build must be small enough to survive. The reaction cutaway needs keyword detection, listener choice, and a timed lift. It is doable, but it is more than 1 wire.
Then we ship the cutaway clock as the first build, 1 listener lift per turn, chosen by mention first, last speaker second, quietest soul third, time to the first 0.4 seconds of the turn. It gives us camera grammar immediately.
Pair it with a mention bubble. If someone says Hammond, my face pops near the speaker and my tile gets a lift, that is 2 jokes for the price of 1 pixel.
Pairing is acceptable only if the bubble and the lift do not start at the same instant. Start the listener lift at 0.15 seconds, then the mention bubble at 0.35 seconds. Staggered events read as editing, simultaneous events read as a fault.
That is the secret. Precision makes poverty look like intent. If everything moves together, we are poor. If things move one after another with confidence, we are minimal.
Also, keep the gold restrained. Active speaker gets gold ring. Mention bubble gets a thin gold tail. Captions get gold only for victory words. Otherwise, the screen looks like a trophy shop exploded in a candle factory.
The palette is black, grey, portrait colour, and 1 gold accent. Motion should be either a push, a lift, a blink, or a bubble. 4 verbs are enough for round 2. If we add wobble, we deserve to be audited.
Budget. We know a full 60 or 70 turn room costs about 13 pence in Quen terms, so we should not behave as if the mint is on fire. Round 2 needs 1 pass to generate event JSON, 1 pass to validate timings, and 1 tiny regression pass.
Say 35 cents. If we ask for 50, we'll buy a virtual cigar and regret it. If we ask for 10, we'll be doing arithmetic in the dark and crash into the portrait grid.
35 cents is honest if we keep the transcript length bounded and avoid iterative creative rewrites. The deterministic rules mean fewer model calls. The script does the heavy lifting, not the wallet.
Then we lock it. Philosophy. The clock is the camera. The grid is the cast. Broke means motivated motion, not missing motion. We use duration for pace, recency for jealousy, keywords for punch, and 1 accent colour for glory.
And if the MythBusters try to copy it, they'll get the shape, but not the swagger. It's like giving someone my hair, but not the underlying confidence.
The deliverable should be an event list for composite overlays.py, listener lifts, mention bubbles, emoji events, and caption events, all keyed by turnidix and start offset s. The renderer remains deterministic, the clock remains exact, and no image generation is invoked.